Hi, everybody. I'm on the second learning packet, day 8, or week 2, day 3, whichever way you want to look at it. And I'm on the second math page, and this is a fractions page. Hopefully you watched the 2 other videos that I linked in Google Classroom and got a little bit of an introduction to fractions. But in case you haven't, fractions are how we label the pieces of things. And the rule number 1 about fractions is the pieces need to be equal. So in that case, we have some problems going on here. Some of these show fractions, but some of them don't because they're not divided equally. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cross out any shapes that are not divided into equal parts, and then we can write the correct fraction for each remaining shape. So I'm going to start by going through and getting rid of the pieces that are not divided equally. Like number 1, these 2 pieces are the same size and shape, and I know that because if I put one on top of the other, they're going to match. But this one is obviously not. It's much bigger. So I'm going to cross out number 1. That's not divided into equal parts. Number 2, each of these parts is the same size and shape, so that one's okay. Number 3, these 2 pieces are the same size and shape, but this one is bigger, so no. All of the pieces have to be divided equally. When we look at number 4, this piece, and this piece are all the same size and shape, so I can leave it. Those are divided equally. Same thing here. These are all divided equally. They're all the same size and shape. But here, no. This section is not the same size and shape as the rest of it. So we're going to cross off 1, 3, and 6. Now what we need to do is write the correct fraction for each remaining shape. So 2, 4, and 5, we need to write these as correct fractions. The first thing I noticed on number 2 is that one of the pieces is shaded in, and that's going to be my numerator. My numerator is the piece that I'm talking about. I've got one piece that's colored in, right? And that's the piece that I'm talking about. My denominator needs to tell me how many pieces there are in all. So in this case, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces in all. So one piece is colored in out of 4 pieces in all, and we call that 1/4. And I'm letting this line be my fraction bar right there. All right, number 4. First thing I notice is I've got one piece that's shaded in, so that's my numerator. Now, how many pieces were there in all? 1, 2, 3. The number 1 mistake that third graders make is they say, okay, Mrs. Knight, 1 piece is colored in and 2 are left over, so it must be 1/2. And that's not correct. And the reason why that's not correct is because your denominator, the bottom number, needs to tell me how many pieces there are in all, including the colored piece. All right, so fraction bar. Let's do this one. I've got one piece colored. That's my numerator. How many pieces are there in all? Remember to count your colored piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my denominator is 6. And so we would say the fraction is 1/6. This is 1/4. This is 1/3. This is 1/6. Or 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 6. Question 7 says, Claire says that the following shape shows 1/3. Wyatt says that it does not. Who is correct? Explain. So our answer is going to be a person's name. I need to know if Claire's right or if Wyatt is right. So let's take a look. Claire says that I've colored in one piece out of 3. And if I look at it, I've got one piece colored in, and there are 3 pieces in all. And so she says that shows 1/3. But Wyatt says that this isn't right. Do you guys see why he says this isn't right? Exactly. The pieces are not equal. So Claire is actually wrong here. This is not 1/3 because the pieces aren't the same size and shape. Wyatt is correct. So we're going to write that as our answer. Wyatt is correct because the pieces are not the same size and shape, comma, so they can't be thirds, which is what Claire was claiming. So that's my answer for 7. Number 8, Cade was asked to draw 3/4 in 2 different ways. Did he draw the fractions correctly? Okay, so 3/4 tells me that there should be 3 colored pieces because that's what my numerator means, 3 colored pieces, and my denominator means there should be 4 pieces in all. So let's check. Do I have 3 colored pieces and 4 pieces in all? Yes, that is correct. So we're going to put it check. Yep. What about this one? Do I have 3 colored pieces and 4 pieces in all? Yep. Check. Now make sure you've also checked to make that each piece is equal. Are my pieces equal? Because if they're not, it's not a fraction. These 4 are all the same size and shape. These 4 are all the same size and shape. So again, check. Yes, my pieces are equal. So the question is, did he draw the fractions correctly? Explain, and we're going to say yes. He made 4 equal pieces and colored in 3 of them for each drawing. So he's correct. That explains why his answer is correct. Hopefully that answers some of your questions. If you have any other questions, make sure to post them in Google Classroom, and I will talk to you later.